Hi everyone, I'm going to be walking you guys through on how to create a data dump and have it sent over to someone else. When you're working with a project with someone else, it's very likely that one of you guys created a database, set up the schema for it, all the tables, all the columns, and maybe even populated it with dummy data. And the other person now needs a copy of that same exact database so you guys can be working in the same environment. The easiest way to do this is by creating a data dump and then sending that over to that person. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to do so. I'm going to be using both Postgres and mySQL. And Postgres I'm going to be using Navicat and pgadmin, and on mySQL I'll be using Postgres workbench. So let's get started, and here we are at public. Notice that this second database does not have any tables yet, while this one is already populated. It has 4 tables. So you're just going to go ahead and right click and select backup, and you want to make sure to select plain, compress ratio, all this other stuff you can go ahead and leave, or I'm just only going to send over the schema. Dump options, go ahead and leave all of this unselected. Objects, make sure you have all your objects selected, and just go ahead and click backup. Yes. Done. Alright, so now let's go ahead and import this into the other database. And the easiest way to do so is by opening up the file I just created, test schema here. Open with Notepad. All you really want is this data, so Control C. So when I go to public, I create a script. Just replace that with the text that I copied over from Notepad and run. Right here at the little execute query. Query executed, return successful in 51 milliseconds, no errors. So now let's go ahead and close this and take a look again. No, I don't want to save it. Let's take a look at what happened in the database. And there you go. My messages are there. Notice that the sequences are also transferred. If I had added any trigger functions, any functions, everything that was created at the point would have been transferred over. Alright, now let's take a look at how to do the same thing with Navicat. I don't really like pgadmin. I feel like it takes a long time to do a lot of things, and I try to use other GUIs whenever possible. So let's look at doing the same thing here, and at a couple other things that this also allows us to do. So if all I wanted to do was export the same data, I would go here, select data transfer, make sure I'm selecting everything. Tables are all selected, sequences are selected, and now instead of connection I'm going to do file, and I select the file I want to use. This way, let's just say new SQL script, save, start, yes, I want to replace. There you go. Done. That's all you have to do. Everything gets created for you. You don't have to do any other selections. But now it also gives you a second option. What if I only wanted to export location or messages or any of these other ones? Then all I have to do is I right click on location, export wizard, notice SQL script, next, I select where I want to send it to, next, next, start. There you go. It's just got created. Desktop. There you are. And again, this script is both these scripts are gonna work the exact same way. You can import them into Postgres and pgadmin the same way you would with one that was created by Postgres by pgadmin itself. It's just easier, faster, and it gives you more options by doing so with Navicat. So if you have a opportunity to try it out, go ahead and do so. So now let's take a look at doing the same thing in mySQL with Workbench. So right here under Chatterbox, I would go ahead and select that and go to Server, Export Data Export. I would select Chatterbox, make sure everything gets selected. You can either choose dump structure, dump data, or dump structure and data. Again, let's just go ahead and do the data part. Export self-contained file, include create schema, start export. Everything gets done. So now you can just go ahead and close out of this. And in order to import this data back, all I have to do would be to open up, go to Documents, go to Dumps, and this last one, just do the exact same thing. Open it up on Notepad, Control A, Control C, Control V. And I would just go ahead and run it. I'm not going to do so right now because these tables actually do have data and I don't want to override anything. But as you can tell, the blue lines here means there's no errors. If there was an error, that would be a little small X. And that's all you have to do for Workbench in order to get your data out. I hope this has been useful. And just a last item, it would be all you would have to do in order to get this data to someone else would be to open this up and send this SQL file to them, and they would be able to open it in their computer and do exactly what I'm doing right now in order to import that data. Alright, I hope this was useful and you guys now know how to create data dump files and how to use them. Alright, thank you. Have a good day.